Oscar, so great to have the opportunity to meet you and speak with you. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Congratulations on this. It's a lot of fun. And I have to tell you, I have an affinity for zombies because I played one in Warm Bodies. So I know that you're jealous that you didn't get to be a zombie, but you know.
No way. No way. That's amazing.
They're so much fun, don't you think?
Yeah, zombies are a lot of fun. Zombies are a lot of fun. There are a lot of people who, when I people would ask me, well, what I'm up to when we were shooting Schools Out, and I'd explain, oh, it's this post-apocalyptic movie. I can't really talk much about it. And they always went, zombies. And I kept
Yeah, zombies are the best. There you go. So I wanted to ask you, first of all, I mean, this film is kind of loosely based on the book, for very popular books that were written, the first book by Scott Andrews. Were you familiar with that material, or was it something like just presented to you, or like, wow, this is a cool script?
Yeah, it was the first I'd heard of Schools Out and the series of books, and yeah, I just my first experience of the story was the script that Oliver had written, and I just remember reading it before before doing an audition for the part, and I just kind of sat myself down and just thought, like, right, I have to get this. I need to do whatever I can do to make sure I get this, because it just blew me away.
Yeah, totally. It's so cool. There's so much going on. And I have to say, when the world kind of descends into this apocalypse, the first place you go is a school. That kind of is like weird.
It is pretty weird. I mean, most school kids are doing anything and everything in their power to like try and remove themselves from school, probably mentally, whilst they're there. So yeah,
Exactly.
for a 16-year-old to want to go back to school in an apocalypse is, yeah, you're right, it's pretty weird.
Exactly. Like trying to find shelter in a school. I can think of much better places to go to. But anyway, this is where he ends up. Tell us a little bit about Lee, this guy that you play. Were you anything kind of like him when you went to school? Kind of hope not, but did you relate to him at all?
Sorry, you dropped a little bit there. I
Oh, I'm
didn't
sorry.
quite
I
catch
just
that.
want
What
to
did
know
you
if you
say?
related to him. Like, what was it about Lee that you can tell us that, maybe there were some similarities between the two of you guys?
Yeah, I mean, there were some similarities. I definitely wasn't probably the best behaved kid at school. I wasn't a problem child or anything, but I definitely was like Lee in that, I get a kick out of like making people laugh, and sometimes that got me in trouble at school as well. So yeah, I mean, again, like, after having read the script, that was another thing that I thought was like quite striking, was that I did see a lot of me in Lee. So yeah.
Yeah, I love the genre because it's not just scary and creepy. So there's a lot of humor in it as well. And I was wondering, while you were doing the film, like, was it kind of hard to keep that balance, or was it kind of fun to have that levity at some points as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always fun if there's a lot of, if there's a variety of stuff going on in a project, and that was definitely the case with this. And it was really nice. It was reading the script and the words that Ollie had written. I don't think it would have been difficult to kind of find the balance, because of the way that he'd written it, and it just, like, it never got to a point where it was kind of like, oh, it's gone a bit too far one way or a bit too far the other way. I think it always was kept in that sort of middle ground.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit also about working with some of these, the cast that you have. It's a great cast. Let's start with Alex McQueen, of course, who plays the teacher, Mr. Bates. Tell me a little bit about, developing the relationship there, and how much fun you must have had working with him.
Oh, well, I mean, I think about 6 months prior, I'd watched The Thick of It, and Alex is in that, and
Yeah.
I remember watching that and thinking, I would love to work with this guy, and obviously, having seen him in The Inbetweeners and the Inbetweeners movies and stuff as well. But I remember, after having watched him in this The Thick of It, I just thought, wow, what it would be like to work with him, and then to find out that I was going to end up working with him, was just like, it was such a lovely surprise. And yeah, he's such a lovely guy. He's such a chilled out and relaxed guy, and he's also obviously just such a brilliant actor. And it was amazing to watch him do what he does.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, because as a young actor, getting up there with your career and doing more, what do you take from learning with kind of more of a veteran actor? What do you, when you watch him work, and do you kind of study him and go like, oh yeah, maybe I'll do that, or what's that like for you?
I don't know. I think it's more. I don't know whether it's like a learning thing, or whether it's more just it's interesting to see the different ways that people work. I think with acting or anything creative, there's never one sort of surefire way of doing it. Everyone has their own ways of doing things, and it's always
Sure.
interesting to see kind of everyone's little different things of making things work.
Yeah, no, it's cool, like to have that opportunity on set for sure. I'm sure you're sponging it in, like even though you can't articulate it, it has to be an amazing experience for you to work with these people.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Tell me about some of the challenges too, because there's stunts, there's visual effects, like there's all this stuff going on in this film. What was that like for you, and what was it like to work on it in that respect, and what challenged you?
It was amazing. I mean, the physical side, like doing the stunt work and stuff, that was something I'd always been, I'd really hoped that I would end up doing in something, and to finally get the chance to do it, it was a lot of fun. And the stunt team that we had were brilliant, and they made sure, obviously, like it's their job, but they made sure that everyone was comfortable in what they were doing, and that they were safe in what they were doing. And yeah, it was. I'm not going to say it was a breeze, but because of how
Yeah.
professional the guys were, it was a lot easier than I thought it might have been.
Yeah. And what
Brilliant.
was your reaction when you saw it back for the first time, and you actually, because when you're doing these scenes and there's visual effects and you're acting to nothing, or, and then you get to see it back all edited together, what's your reaction to that the first time?
It's just like, wow, that's what Ollie had in his head. That's what Ollie could see when we were filming it. Whilst we were all sitting around going like, what are we looking at? What's going on? But yeah, it was, yeah, it's amazing because that shows you the vision of Ollie, and what he could see versus what we were trying to imagine it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. I always love seeing things back when you're, when it has so many visual effects, because it's such a great feeling, I would think, to see something like that. So what I know, we've had this year of COVID, and a lot of people haven't been working, but what are we going to see from you next? Because I mean, this was shot a couple of years ago. So what are you working on? What are we going to see from you?
Well, I've just finished series 2 of a job that I went on to shoot literally not even the day after we finished shooting Schools Out. I went on to shoot season 1 of a comedy series called Ladhood, which is a show written by Liam Williams, a young comedian.
Yeah.
So yeah, finished season 2 of that a couple of weeks ago. That hopefully should be coming out tail end of this year, I would imagine. And then
We're going to get it in North America, or is this a UK series?
It's a UK series. I'm not quite sure whether you can. I think I remember hearing talk of being able to watch it out in America, because there's definitely, I know there was a lot of viewing in Australia,
Okay.
and I think Canada. So I think you probably can get it in America.
Well, I'm talking to you from Toronto, Canada, so we get a lot of British stuff. So I will keep an eye out for that for sure. And then anything else on your horizon too?
No, I mean, we've got season 3 of that as well. That's been commissioned. So
Awesome.
hopefully doing that at the end of this year. But yeah, other than that, just I've got a couple of meetings coming up. But other than that, nothing really.
I'm sure we'll see lots of you, Oscar. You're terrific in this film. It was a lot of fun to watch you, and a real pleasure to have the opportunity to talk to you today. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been lovely talking to you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime. Call me back whenever you have some time, and we'll talk again. Thank you so much. Take care and have a great day.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye.